go!
This Jerry is lost, confused, and a Jerry cliche is only here to hide the fact that your discount Flatliners cold open has already killed him 8 times. He knows exactly where he is and what's going on. Stop using his tomfoolery as a convenient plot device. Justice for Jerry.
What have you done? You got my grandparents pissed at me!
To be fair, having spent almost 7 seasons with you, Jerry, I feel pretty comfortable saying you most likely pissed them off a long time ago, and that ship has definitely sailed.
They're Zero Matt's fields of consciousness preserved by a paradimensional layer of infinite energy?
Using science-like words to yada yada your way into exploiting the afterlife like you're some kind of entry in the Ghostbusters franchise.
Great, so there's a heaven.
Citation needed.
I want to tap this paradimension's energy.
For this episode, Rick is going to be more oil man than scientist, and he doesn't even rant a little bit about drinking people's milkshakes or abandoning his child.
My intact consciousness is too atheistic to get channeled to any afterlife worth robbing.
But you're not really trying to rob the afterlife as much as you're trying to milk the infinite layer of bullshit that this show, the afterlife, is based on.
You don't even know how to appreciate that because you've never been in energy debt. You, I've been tired.
Ah, Morty with the witty retort. Our boy's all grown up.
Your crap is gonna be the first Valhalla knot!
No, just because you don't come back from space, that doesn't make you any less of an astronaut. And you've embarked on this unholy expedition expecting to find Vikings there. Scene proceeds to ruins my lunch. Also fine, so it's Bigfoot and not the abominable snowman. No space cocaine was involved, and it was only a couple weeks instead of a year. And even though I appreciate you expediting the relevance of Flea Flag's prophecy, I'm still pissed that episode forced me to witness over 80 instances of vomit.
I'm dead, Rick!
A feat arguably much easier than turning yourself into a pickle. Not so sure what the cause for celebration is.
So, is there a time window between battles where a guy could go off and, I don't know, gather resources?
Rick seems to be confusing the afterlife with a video game.
I'd plan on starting from scratch, but you're like way past the Iron Age here.
I'd love to spend all day with you discussing the beginning and end of the Iron Age and how that coincides with the history of the Vikings. And I'd love to discuss how Rick's statement here regarding technological advancement throws shade at the Metal Ages without acknowledging the significance and craftsmanship of the Ulfbert. But instead, I'm forced to ponder how a zero-mass collective projection has rules in line with our understanding of metallurgy, materials science, or even Newtonian physics. Blatantly bawling Bigfoot, beguiling benevolent being before beating. Lucky for Bigfoot, he was put in a cell that had dirt flooring that was deep enough to dig a grave.
Bigfoot, do you have religion?
The more important question is, why do you think Bigfoot would understand English or any human language, Morty?
You must be made of piss and Dragon Balls to reach Valhalla at your age.
Dragon Ball Wii.
The old man, he's some kind of witch.
Thinking that someone is a witch because they were able to surprise you with a giant hammer to the head.
Somebody around here gonna make me some pants, or do I have to call the feds on this place?
Making your jokes for the viewer instead of the Vikings, who have no idea who or what the feds are.
I'd kill for a beer and a sandwich. Beef, cheese, no onions.
Saying no onions instead of just saying all the stuff you want on the sandwich. Rick's a dick to proper sandwich ordering etiquette.
He killed you, he killed me, and he was going to kill your clone.
But how would Morty know Bigfoot was going after Rick's clone? Bigfoot went after Rick's clone after Morty was killed and sent to Valhalla. Flagpole Sitter by Rick in Danger. Bigfoot just got to the town area. How would these cops know to show up with all the fucking tranquilizers? Are giant monsters showing up a common issue here? Because if so, why don't you fucking move?
And who are you? CIA? Interpol?
We work for the man upstairs.
Thinking we know anything about the tenants in your building.
You are a thinking beast from outside God's domain.
Choosing to ignore the whole all creatures great and small bit of any part of the Bible because it doesn't fit your current stance. Also known as all organized religions. I find it interesting they took the time to cover up the naughty bits with the leaf, but didn't bother to just give Rick's clone some clothes. There wasn't a spare robe laying around. It's the fucking Vatican. There was definitely a spare robe laying around.
They're sending more every time.
It's fine. I'll upgrade the turret's rate of fire.
Rick chooses this solution to the constant attacks, resulting in the Vikings respawning again and again at their save point instead of just knocking them all out and chaining them up like he did to the blacksmith earlier. Being killed by machinas in an afterlife with no deus?
I just love worshiping the devil with you guys.
Episode knows I'm curious about where the devil worshippers end up, and we don't even get the slightest glimpse of their afterlife.
You work for the Vatican.
Forcing someone or something to work for you without their explicit consent.
I traded a Predator 3 muskets for it.
So it is their currency.
The Catholic Church continuing to do business with predators.
Whoever's doing this would have to be a spiritual leader with limitless resources.
This is efficient because we know it's the Pope, but it's also boring and it feels less like Rick is trying and more like he's just guessing and being right.
People are intelligent in different ways.
My excuse when I have to have the rules of Old Maid explained to me for the 100th time somehow makes its way into the episode.
Pope!
Pope.
It's over, the Pope. We got you!
Using an unnecessary article before anything's name. Did you happen to attend the Ohio State University, Rick? Because that would explain so much about why you're an unrelenting dick.
Why is he in a clone of Summer?
Statistically speaking, she's the third most likely to die.
Over Jerry? Does Rick ever even watch his own show? Pope.
I gotta admit, Morty, I didn't really fight that time. I wanted to make sure this worked.
Doing a live test of your resurrection machine before you're even certain it'll work. Pope.
Really wish we had time to unpack all of Frankenstein's parts making it here.
Show is now just pointing out its own sins as a desperate attempt to hack its way into heaven.
Is your mother's a trick?
These Vikings are really affected by this cat joke. Pope.
Who do you bring this time? The Harlem Globetrotters?
Oh, that's actually a good pitch.
Things are getting so meta that I'm going to recommend that the show and its writers just get a room. A writer's room.
Popey ball. There.
Okay.
If I didn't say anything, someone was going to be like, you missed Popey ball. It was right there. I thought about not using a Pokeball because of that, and it's just the right tool for the right job. What, am I supposed to not use it and shoot the Pope in the head?
You could have just crossed the streams on your Pontiff while saying, I ain't afraid of no Pope. There. Okay? We all know if I didn't say anything, someone was going to be like, you didn't send the Popey ball bit. And I even thought about not using Pontiff Packs because it's the wrong tool for the wrong job. But otherwise, I'd end up adding a sin for Rick not shooting the Pope in the head.
Nana!
Are you ready to come to the light?
Run to the light, Caroline! Run as fast as you can!
Beautiful hammer.
Oh my god, Hammer pulled you off.
An all-new Alma balls!
Oh, my balls! Oh, my balls!
Morty? Why are you here? What the f***, Morty? You're my ride home!
And somehow I just ended up becoming the designated driver.
I said I was sorry.
And I said, keep killing them.
Softly. Okay, now try 000-001.
You know what they say.
Don't count your gross fish babies.
Who's the Pope?
If I know.
Let me check. This guy, apparently.
This is one crazy Pope.